your bread man down. Clean up on aisle podcast.
All right. Welcome back to Clean Up on Aisle Podcast, the dirty truth about grocery stores. I'm Jef Harmatz.
I'm Adam Fligsten.
Hi, Adam.
Hello, Jeff. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I've been traveling all day, and I had a very unsatisfying banh mi from my favorite banh mi restaurant.
In Long Beach?
I would say that's in the Orange County area. I don't want to be too specific. I don't want to shit on a local business.
What was unsatisfying?
So there is this, like, my partner and I were visiting my parents in Long Beach, and she loves a banh mi. Where we live in the high desert, there's a one pop-up that does banh mi's like once a week, and they're vegan and they're very good, but my partner just wants a chicken banh mi from a Vietnamese restaurant.
Wait, where are the vegan ones?
There's the pop-up, Mystic Meals in the high desert.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. Yes, okay.
And so usually if we're driving from Long Beach through Orange County back to the desert, we'll swing. They've got a huge Vietnamese population. Garden Grove is kind of the nexus of it. So we'll pop into some banh mi spots, and we found this one that we've been going to all the time. It's close enough to the freeway. It's been really consistently excellent. We'll sit in the car, because we usually have the dog, and eat them. And today, it was a fiasco. And
Crowded?
It wasn't crowded. It was like 10 in the morning on a Sunday. And I placed my order. I got a Diet Coke for my darling partner, and that kind of plays into what we're here to talk about. And I paid, and then they didn't have any Diet Cokes. They had Diet Shasta, they had Coca-Cola whole, and so I went outside and I said, the guy handed me, he's like, "Do you just want a Coke?" And I'm like, "Let me go check with my partner." She's outside with the dog.
Yeah.
I went out to check, and she was so disappointed.
Yeah. Understandable.
And she said they didn't have Coke Zero.
Yeah.
And I said, it's either this or Diet Shasta. And she said, "What is Shasta?" And I had to explain it to her that it was like the off-brand cola. And
Is that what she got?
no, she drank the Coke, the
Coke
whole
hard.
Coke hard. And then they didn't give me a receipt for the banh mi's. And then I thought that they forgot about my banh mi's. And I was waiting there for like 20 minutes. And eventually they were just like on the shelf, and the guy just didn't connect with me with maybe, like, I don't know, they didn't make it into my hand for a while. And then we got them, and I tried a different thing, which was not a great choice on my end.
What did you get?
I got a pork belly. I usually, if I'm getting a banh mi, want the like traditional cold cuts, the head cheese, the bologna, the nasty stuff.
Okay.
The nasty cuts.
I didn't even know that was a thing, but okay.
When you get a classic banh mi, they do the chicken one, they do the pork one, but it's usually like 2 or 3 nasty cold cuts. It's like head cheese, like pork loaf, I think they call it. And sometimes there's like kind of a
Pork loaf.
Yes, it's like a bologna type thing. It's like
Okay.
It's white. It looks like like if you did a slice of a white sponge.
Oh, wow.
And usually there's some pate on there. It's really funky. But I spent up on a premium banh mi at this place. I got the pork belly banh mi.
Yeah.
And then we got into the car and they gave us all of the sides in a bag, rubber banded to the sandwich. And
Okay.
I was like, so what comes
What's
in a
wrong with
banh mi?
that? Oh, you put it on.
No, when you get a banh mi, it's usually the meat, or
Yeah.
it's the pickled daikon, the carrot,
Yeah.
jalapeno, cilantro, and then it's dressed appropriately, whether that's mayo, whether that's pate, or whatever. And
This is undressed.
we got our 2 sandwiches with just the meat, and then the jalapeno and all the herbs and the veggies were like in a plastic bag, rubber banded to the side of the thing.
So here's the thing about that. If you were driving it across town and it was going to be in a hot car for
Yes.
45 minutes, that's what you would want.
I guess so. I'm used to just people giving me the sandwich like made instead of expecting me to kind of make it myself.
I mean, understand, right. And they could also communicate that.
Yes.
That's something you could ask.
And then, my partner said that they did something different with the chicken and she didn't like it as much.
Damn, maybe that place is done. It's dead.
I will give it another chance.
Like Lindsey Graham.
Like, Lindsey Graham did die today. Rip Queen.
Yeah.
But, okay, this is something I've been dealing with a little bit. I don't mean it to be sandwich specific, and I didn't think we'd be digging into this topic today. But there's another sandwich restaurant not too far from here. It's not in our community, but it's in the Palm Springs area that I was going to a lot.
Okay.
And I went one time, and the bread was different. And the different bread was like so whack that I actually couldn't finish the sandwich. It was like stodgy. It was like heavy and it filled me up. It wasn't light.
Yeah.
It was like just a really bad bread. And I haven't been back since. And I keep saying like, maybe it was just that one time. Maybe their bread factory caught fire the night before and they had to we got to sell sandwiches today. We got to get the bread somewhere. And I just went on that one off day where they had the bad bread. But it was so bad that I have not been able to like bring myself back to that restaurant. How much times does a place fuck up before you say I'm done?
It's got to be something like that is unfinishable. If I finish it, but I'm a little underwhelmed, like I'll probably give it another chance. But if I had something that like my appetite just turned and I'm like, I'm done with this thing, then I probably won't go back.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I was with the unnamed sandwich place in the Palm Springs area. I just was like, it was my favorite spot to go to. I loved it, and I just haven't. Every time I think about going back, I just remember like not being able to get through that one particular sandwich. Our banh mi experience today was such that we would probably return. Maybe they had an off day. Maybe I ordered a little weird, and I said something weird under my breath. They said, I thought he asked if I wanted it cut in half, and I got it cut in half, and also with the veggies on the side. So, we started going there. We found it to be exemplary. We thought it was like so fantastic, like the best banh mi's we had had in a while. And that's why we made the special trip to this place. And this time, like my partner almost got hit making a U-turn out of the parking lot. Like, it was just a little wilder of a thing.
Damn.
So, make me a better sandwich, I guess.
Do you know about the vegan cult? It's like a Chinese exile cult leader, and they have Loving Hut.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. There's I don't know if they're called Loving Hut, but there's one in Garden Grove that's the best vegan fried rice I've ever had.
I think you've talked about this before.
I think about it all the time.
Have you been making fried rice?
Yeah, but I can't get anywhere close to that good. So.
I've been trying to get my wok a little bit more correct. Been watching a lot of cooking videos, reading a lot of cooking books about wok cookery. My fried rice is getting there. I wouldn't say it's all the way there yet. Okay. So, I do have a little bit of supermarket news to start us off with. Okay. And if we had this little, maybe we got to put a little song together to play supermarket news. Supermarket news.
Say it again one more time, clean.
Supermarket news. Supermarket news.
Okay.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to give you more shit to do.
It's okay. We'll see. No promises, but at least I got a clean record.
Well, we're talking Pepsi today, and we are going to, I have a little bit of beverage news for you, first of all. This is from Supermarket News, a favorite website of ours, and there is a big lawsuit against Costco for their protein powder containing heavy metals. Now, I'm not a food scientist. I'm not a doctor. Heavy metals are the ones that you don't want in your body, right?
Unless you're at a Black Sabbath concert.
They are saying that we did talk about this when we talked about protein powder, that they do contain heavy metals. I mean, a lot of products contain heavy metals. But this is a lawsuit that's saying your protein powders contain heavy metals, and any amount of heavy metal is dangerous because it accumulates in the body. And then, Wile E. Coyote shows up with a big magnet and pulls you up and eats you, I suppose. Are we going to be seeing more of this kind of lawsuit?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like we've said on a lot of times that, the FDA used to actually have some teeth, and right now it's all lawsuits. So lawyers are the only thing. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this, but they're the only thing keeping us some degree safe.
Well, who's profiting? Who's making the money from that?
Right, yeah.
If there's money in safety, which if it's being neglected in every other part of U.S. American society, then if the lawyers feel like they can profit from safety, let's go.
Yeah, let's get some less heavy metals, as long as we get less heavy metals in our body.
They are saying that it's the Orgain brand of protein powder. Cute name.
Yeah.
You have not purchased this, right?
No, although it seems really familiar.
But they're saying that it is that doesn't say that there's heavy metals, and that it has a USDA organic certification label. So they're saying it should not have these heavy metals in it.
Oh, yeah, this is a popular brand. I do know this very well. Yeah.
Do they only make protein powder, or is it like Costco's like organic offshoot of Kirkland?
I think they only make protein powder.
Okay. I mean, it's called Orgain, which I have to say, innuendo aside, it does feel like a very clever name for a company.
Yeah. I mean, that's their thing. I mean, they have creatine, and then they have like 15 types of protein powder. So yeah, that's their thing.
All right. Maybe keep an eye on that lawsuit, and if you don't mind heavy metals, keep going with the Orgain, allegedly.
Sure.
And I'll avoid coyotes with giant magnets on cranes. And I had one more bit of news for you. It actually did. I think it's called the Bevy Awards.
Okay.
We have the nominations are open for the Bevy Awards.
Okay.
This is something that the Supermarket News website, which again we're big fans of, and we use them for a lot of our research. They're actually involved, like they're one of like the organizations that helps to put it on.
Okay.
And before we get to the categories, and I was going to run through and see if you have any nominations for a Bevy Award, perhaps, but. This is an industry award, and I'm in an industry that has awards, and you are in an industry that has awards. And I was curious where you generally land on industry awards.
Oh, boy.
They've been a bit of a thorn in my side for the last few years.
I can't stand them.
Okay.
I cannot. I have sat through so many industry awards, and look, a lot of times my friends are nominated. I want them to win, but the process of these 2-hour award shows with these bad jokes and these montages, I would rather be anywhere else. So last year, actually a few months ago, I was in San Francisco, and there was an award show which everybody was at, and I went to a bar. And that's what I spent my time doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever won any of these awards?
No.
Okay. And do we want to say that it's like some video game awards?
Yeah, that one that I'm talking about. Okay. I've been to a few in my industry, but that one's a big one. It's called the Game Audio Network Guild Awards. And no, I've not won any.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to be I still love comic books. I went to comic book shops on my travels over the weekend, and I used to go to San Diego Comic-Con all the time, where they would have the Eisner Awards, which is kind of like the highest award you can get for comic book stuff. I mean, in America, in the mainstream. Some caveats there. With all industry awards, there's caveat after caveat after caveat. And I went I think I went one time as a kid to go to the Eisner Awards, because I'm like, it'll be fun. You'll see all the big stars get their awards. And I did see one of my favorite writers from Mad Magazine, Frank Jacobs, win some kind of Lifetime Achievement Award, but it was dreadfully dull, and I had to have the unpleasant experience of leaving the awards in the middle of the awards, because I was like, I cannot stay here any longer.
But they're so boring.
Very, very boring, very, very chummy, very glad-handy.
Yeah, that's the part that I think bugs me the worst is they do these community honor awards, which it'll just be some old white man who happened to be around for a long time, and they'll do this 10-minute video where everybody he knows says a nice thing about him, and it's I can't stand that shit.
The current industry I'm in, I was a cartoonist for a while, and we will talk more about that later on in the show, but they have the Radio and Television News Association Awards, the RTNAs, which it's for Southern California specifically. It's for television and radio. And I have my qualms about industry awards. You have to pay to be nominated. You have to submit and pay to submit, and then you pay to go to the dinner, and it's a lot of money. It's the awards that means the most to the owners of the radio station that I work for. It's specifically for news. So it's not the funniest morning show, the best bit of the year or whatever. It's just broadcast, news, radio, television, and we've been nominated a few times. I'll be honest with you, I'm the person in charge of doing the nominations now, and every year we get nominated. When we get nominated, we go. And I've been the one that's been going, and I think that I am submitting us in the incorrect categories. I've never been able to figure out what any of their categories mean, and I keep submitting stuff that I'm proud of and stuff that's excellent, and it gets nominated, but we've not won anything under my tenure of being the news director here because I don't understand how it fucking works. With that said, I enjoy going. It is a little boring. They are 4 hours. The previous year, I took a huge amount of mushrooms. And they brought out a bunch of TV anchors that I grew up watching in Southern California. And that was a trip for me. I was like, oh, am I in the TV right now? Look at all these famous people that I know from TV. And now they're like, I don't know, 20 feet from me talking. I feel insane. So that was fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it'll be cooler if and when we ever win one.
Sure.
Like, and again, no shade to that organization, and I think they're rewarding a type of reporting that we're not doing at the radio station. Sorry, didn't know I'd be going off on one like this. I don't like. Maybe we won't submit next year. I think maybe we'll slim down the type of categories that we submit for. But I think, they are recognizing like reporters who are like in a helicopter over a flood, or like a guy that's like wearing a like hazmat suit in a factory fire and reporting. Like they're kind of celebrating daring do. And
Well, I think you know what you got to do next year then.
risk life and limb for a golden mic.
Yes. You got to get close to a fire or an explosion or a dangerous gender reveal party.
I've been hit by a cannon of blue powder. Ouch! Reporting live from the scene, I'm Jef Harmatz. But since we're here to talk beverages, we're specifically Pepsi, I did want to know if you had any thoughts, any beverage of the years that you wanted to submit. I can give you a few of the categories.
Yeah, give me some categories.
Okay. The Cool Sips Award honors the restaurant with the most outstanding non-alcoholic beverage menu, highlighting creativity and excellence and enhancing the dining experience.
Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, I got. If you want me to nominate one for everyone,
I'm not asking you to do that.
This.
Some of our local bars, I think people are doing a lot more stuff with mocktails these days.
Sure.
My partner was drinking phony Negronis on the 4th of July, which is a really cool little bottle. It comes like in the triangle thing. How about bevies with benefits? That is functional.
Oh, like adaptogens? Okay.
Yeah. I've seen you've been drinking a lot more yerba mate.
Yeah,
since
after we did the yerba
episode.
mate, I was going to say that's the only new beverage I can think of that I've been drinking, and it's that. And I like it. It's, whatever. It's refreshing.
All right. The Buzz Builder. The award celebrates the retailer that sees adult beverage flying off C-store shelves faster than you can say last call. So who's selling the most booze in ways that you wouldn't expect?
The sperm.
We still haven't tried the little plastic sperm shot that my partner bought at a gas station. And I think the guys that work at that gas station are laughing at me behind my back when I go in now.
You got to wear a sillier suit every time.
No, I wore the silly suit into the gas station and brought my girlfriend in, and she picked out the plastic spermatozoa shot that we still haven't tried yet. We will maybe try it on the air. That's kind of some of the bevy awards. They have a hot beverage they have hot beverages. They have marketing awards, stuff like that. So there you go. If you have any nominations, I don't.
I mean, 99. I feel like
it's a big one.
Yeah, I feel like there's a whole bunch of flavors we could nominate.
I think that Buzzball continues to be big this year.
Okay.
Maybe this is for another episode, but did you remember that there was some social media hubbub over the blue Buzzball, and people could not find it, and they were posting, this place has blue Buzzball?
No, I do not remember.
You know what a Buzzball is?
Yes.
It's a little nasty alcoholic thing that comes in a plastic sphere, and apparently the blue ones, which was cherry limeade, were the big ones. And they were selling out. There was just a rush on them for whatever reason. So I would give that a nomination for buzziest buzz of the year.
What are the ones that are not Buzzball? And it's not Rockstar, but it's something basically just like that.
Is it a beatbox?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Beatbox. That had a moment for a little while. I feel like maybe it's waning, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
My partner saw a beatbox flavor that she was interested in. Or is it Buzzbox or is it
No, Beatbox
it's
seems right, yeah.
It's a little alcoholic juice box. And they had an America flavor or / apostrophe America.
That's Bomb Pop, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my partner was very interested in that. And the stand-up display near the aisle at the gas station caught her eye, and she said, "What are these?"
Have you ever had one?
I've never.
Because I have. It's awful.
Okay.
It's worse than a Buzzball. It's it's awful. I would never have one. Oh, that's not true. I would probably try another sip, but I would never be excited to have one again.
Okay. I really haven't had one. I've only had a Buzzball one time, I think as a joke, but I do know that they're really popular. And I do try to drink everything as a joke, mostly. So...
Ironic.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me talk about a grocery store experience that I just
Yes,
had.
I would love to hear.
Okay. So yesterday I was at and let me tell you, I don't know, you tell me that it really grinds my gears.
All
Tell
right.
me if I'm wrong or not.
Adam's gear is getting grinded.
Yeah. I was at a grocery outlet, and I had a pretty full cart. It was also like a relatively empty store. So I walked right up. There was no line, and the lady was like, "Come on!" But she said something kind of quiet, so I about bags. So I got kind of close to her, and then I pulled my bags out. And at this point, I was in front of my cart. Okay, but my cart was pushed back a little bit behind, like where the conveyor belt begins.
Yes.
Okay, so I gave her my reusable bags, and I started to load some stuff on. And this guy comes in behind me, and he just throws the divider down, and then puts his stuff down. And meanwhile, I have like a half full cart. So now my window is getting smaller and smaller with which I can stick stuff because it keeps getting closer and closer. And I feel like Lucy in that chocolate video, and this guy was fucking the worst. He looked like an aging rocker, like on vacation.
Okay.
Clearly, like wearing like a linen shirt with showing his chest with like a jade necklace, and just completely aloof and oblivious to all etiquette.
How aging?
55.
Okay, I know some guys like that. Just making sure that's not one of the guys that I know.
Okay.
I think that's bad behavior on that guy's part. However, you got to know that if you're getting into a cart, you put your stuff right up against the line so nobody's jumping up in front of you. You got to make the most of that space. You don't start from the back if you're loading your cart.
Just start from again. It was totally empty when I got there. Like there was no competition.
Oh, so once you hand the lady your bags, then it's your situation.
That's right.
Yeah.
I handed the lady, and the reason why I was in front is because the lady was real quiet, and she kind of reached out for the bag. So then I went in front to give it to her.
Yes.
So I normally am not on that side of the cart. But
if you were on the front, then maybe it's appropriate for him to get in there.
Appropriate?
It's rude, but I try and give people the benefit of the doubt, especially in the grocery store, especially in these communal spaces where it's a unwritten set of social rules. And I think the grocery checkout line is one of those places.
Yeah.
So I think if you were at the end where the bags are, handing the lady the bags, if you're not...
But my cart was on the other end.
No, then you...
So he had to go past my cart in order to reach the thing.
But you hadn't put anything on the...
Yes, I had put a bunch of stuff on. I was in the middle of putting stuff on.
Yes, then he's a dick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sucks that he did that.
Yeah.
But you should also just start front loading. Just load right up against the...
I'm aware of how things normally work, but in this case, this is what happened.
I think that guy was just not even aloof, but just a dick about stuff.
Yeah. He seemed like he had never fucking been to a grocery store. He's like just that kind of guy.
Did you see what kind of car he goes into?
No, but his girlfriend, who looked a lot younger than him, someone tried to pet their dog, which was like a husky kind of a thing, and she's like, no, he's not a dog you can pet.
Then you shouldn't bring the dog that you can't pet into the grocery store. Is the dog going to eat a guy?
I don't know.
Look, where we live, this is we're at the crux of, we're a sovereign nation kind of guy. Like I run the big American flag from my pickup truck, but also I consider myself a sovereign nation because I own 3 acres in the desert, and also hippies who come out here for crystal moon bath experiences and things like that. And that kind of confluence of aloofness from either end of the spectrum kind of meets at the grocery store, especially that one in particular where it's the cheapest in town. Arguably, you could say. I mean, it's a discount store. It's a grocery outlet, so a lot of things are reduced in price. So it does attract people who are looking for deals. And also, there's a Tesla charging station in the parking lot. So it's a lot of people who are, I'm parking my Tesla. I'll run in with the dog and give the dog some exercise and go buy like a kombucha. So that particular grocery store is a really interesting confluence of people.
Yeah.
But that guy sounds like a dick.
Yeah.
Just straight up a dick.
Right. Anyway, that was my grocery store experience.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was at the grocery. I mean, this is not as interesting, and there's no moral quandaries here. But I was at the grocery store on my way in here, picking up the thing that I'm about to show you.
Okay.
And I ran into two people I know. I got in line with one guy. I saw the guy in line, and then I wasn't done shopping. And then I ended up getting in the same line that he was in a little while later. And he actually hung back after he finished to keep chatting with me, and we walked out to the parking lot together. It was very nice. Yeah.
Good.
He's a good dude.
Local.
Guy I know from the dog park.
Okay.
Yeah. And he did judge me for my embarrassing purchases. I had to explain to him that I was going to do a podcast. I said, this is not what I normally buy. This is podcast stuff.
It was like lube and...
yeah. A lot of rubber gloves. All those sorts of things. Hair dye. Mm-hmm.
No. Which we need for this podcast.
I bought some stuff for lunches for this week.
Okay.
I bought a fried chicken breast, which I've been cutting up into salads. And I bought some frozen sauced vegetables that you can microwave. Because that's really the only way I can cook here at the radio station. So that'll be another lunch. And then I got some stuff for the show today.
Okay.
So what did I get for the show? I do want to check in with you. We are here to talk about Pepsi. And I do want to check in with you on where you land with cola in general.
So, so I won't get into Pepsi just yet. I like cola.
Okay.
Mostly just a Coke. And Coke has a very nostalgic, very classic American consumerist place in my heart that I've had my whole life. I don't drink them very frequently, but I would say maybe a handful of times a year I will get a Coke, and I will actually enjoy it as a little bit of a treat. So that's kind of where I'm at with colas. What about you?
I've always had I think it's interesting what you said, because there's so much marketing that goes into cola specifically. I mean, we're going to touch a little bit on the cola wars, but we're not going to go too deep into the cola wars today. But there's something about, maybe it's us, maybe it's our generation, maybe Gen Z is not going to have these associations with cola or whatever, but it definitely was branded into nostalgia. They made it so that people will be, start marketing on them young, and then people will be nostalgic for this when they're in their 30s, and we'll have our hooks in them. And I think I am that way a little bit, although I've always been a Pepsi guy.
Okay.
And I don't... When we were growing up, my parents kept sodas in the house. They had these little wireframe rollers that they'd keep in the refrigerator, where you'd put the soda cans in sideways. And so we had on the lower shelf, it was 7-Up and Diet 7-Up. So always accessible, always cold. And on the top shelf, because I wasn't allowed to have caffeine, was the Coca-Cola and the Diet Coke.
Okay.
My parents just always had them ready to go. All the time, always cold. So we were definitely a Coca-Cola house. Maybe it came to me that Pepsi was more of a special treat that I got outside of the house or something like that.
Because Coke was so ubiquitous.
I wasn't drinking a ton of it. I don't have any fond memories of sitting back and drinking Pepsi. I think
how Pepsi?
I don't know. Again, my instinct, my intellectual side wants to say I think I just prefer the taste of Pepsi to Coke. But I also understand that billions of dollars have been spent to make me possibly say that. The knowing about the marketing and the how soda companies operate. I tell you that I just prefer the taste of Pepsi, but I don't trust my own judgment in this matter.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
So, my partner recently has gotten into Diet Cokes. I think it's been about since people started calling them fridge cigarettes. We really like that branding, and we've been getting the little Diet Coke cans and keeping them on hand. And my partner, she didn't throw a fit, but she looked at me with disdain when I showed up with the Coca-Cola today at the Banh Mi restaurant, and she said, they don't have Diet Coke. And I said no. And she's like, this is going to give me a stomach ache if I drink this full sugar Coke Hard, you called it? So I have been drinking a little bit more Diet Coke lately. I don't
Okay.
really care for it, but if it's around, it's caffeine and it's zero sugar.
Yeah.
And I'm turning into a psychotic guy in his 40s. So I need
Okay.
caffeine and chemicals in me all the time.
Okay.
So we've been doing a little bit more Diet Coke in our household.
Mm-hmm.
We have friends who drink Coke Zero and Jack Daniels, so we've been trying to do that a little bit more. And I've been trying the soda variants when they drop a variant.
Mm-hmm.
Like my co-host will get them. I will try them on the radio. I think there was like Pepsi Berry that came out recently that we tried, and we tried the Coke Pixel and the Rosalia Coca-Cola. I don't know if you know that Rosalia did a collabo with Coke.
Okay. No, I did not.
She did, and we drank it, and it was whatever. But I did go looking for some Pepsis and some Pepsi variants today.
Okay.
So I have some Pepsis that we're going to drink.
Okay.
However, I don't know how interesting it's going to be because there's not a lot of Pepsi variants. I went to two different stores. I went to the gas station and I went to the grocery store. And all they had was the Diet Pepsis, the Pepsi Max, I think that's called. There's Diet Pepsi, there's normal Pepsi, and wild cherry Pepsi. And they even had like a selection of like glass bottles like made in Mexico, and they didn't even have a Pepsi version of those. So I thought when was the last time you had a Pepsi?
This morning,
Oh, you did drink a Pepsi this morning.
because I knew we were doing this, and I
okay.
didn't know what I didn't know you were bringing them.
Well,
But
this is a bit of a sudden thing. Where did you get your Pepsi from?
I got it from Walmart.
Okay. Was it cold?
Nope. I put it in the fridge, but then I put ice in it.
All right.
And before that, it had, I would say, conservatively over 20 years.
All right.
If I had no idea why or when I ever would have had a Pepsi in the last 20 years.
I think a lot of people have that headspace that you have.
Yeah.
Which, and I want to get into this because it confounds me that they spend so much money being number two.
Yeah.
And I guess being number two, and when it's like number one is Coca-Cola and then we're like second after that, that's still pretty good because Coca-Cola is like massive, massive, massive.
Yeah.
But I know that Pepsi has pivoted in certain ways that make it so much more than just a soda company. But the fact that it's still the flagship operation is the Pepsi is just a little odd.
It is.
And I don't, spoiler alert, I don't think I have any answers on that, but maybe we can figure them out together.
Okay.
So I did get Pepsi, and when I like to drink. I'm a guy that has drinks, but I don't drink a lot of like mixed drinks, soda drinks. When I indulge and get like a rum and cola or whiskey cola, I always get Pepsi if they have it. Like
Okay.
if you have a bar and you have Pepsi, and I see that, I'm like
That's an exciting
10 times
thing.
more inclined to maybe get a rum and Pepsi or whiskey Pepsi. So I did get these little bottles of Jack Daniels.
Okay.
So I have normal Pepsi and wild cherry Pepsi.
Okay.
These across all the stores, these are the only two variants I could find, and they were the same price at the gas station and at the grocery store,
Okay.
which was a little shocking to me.
Yeah.
Current Pepsi price here in the California desert, $2.79 for are these 1 liter bottles? They are. Which would you like to try first?
Well, I just had a regular.
All right.
So I'll do the wild cherry.
Let's start with wild cherry. Actually, do you mind if we start with the regular? Because you had a regular. I haven't had a
that's
regular
right.
in a minute.
Let's do regular.
And then we'll decide which one you want to pop some whiskey into.
Okay. And I just want a little bit
Yes.
in general, but
Just a wee teeny bit to taste. When I think of like floats, like Coke floats and stuff, like I'm like, I wish I was at a Pepsi float. I don't want a Coke float. I just like Pepsi more. It's sweeter. I think is that
it's
the big
definitely
difference?
sweeter. It's definitely sweeter.
Okay. Listen to that bubbling. So what do you think?
So I was thinking about it today because I hadn't had it in forever. It tastes like Coca-Cola is the only cola that I am like familiar with. So if you had said that this was like Hanson's natural cola, I would have had no problem being like, yeah, okay, because this is just like it is a cola that is not Coke, and in a way that's a little weird, but also like fine. That's what I think.
All right. It's definitely sweeter. I'm noticing that my taste buds are changing a little bit as I'm getting older, and like I'm not as clicking into this. Like I'm not enjoying sweet
Interesting.
stuff as much as I used to. Maybe it's a COVID thing. I've often thought that it's been a bit of a COVID thing. But does it taste a little blander than it used to? I guess you don't really know what a Pepsi is supposed to taste like.
I don't.
I've been if I'm drinking a Pepsi, usually it's either a fountain Pepsi, which I think are mixed a little different than the bottled Pepsis, or I'm getting the sugar stuff from like Mexico. So maybe this is just a little flatter flavor-wise than I remember. I'm gonna give it.
To me, it tastes like an off-brand cola, which I guess it sort of is, but it's number 2. But it just tastes like any random cola that's not Coke.
Okay, and if you're gonna compare this to Coke, like Coke is definitely like, I don't know. I think Coke being the baseline, I think Pepsi hits higher notes flavor-wise.
So there was that big. So I was reading the Wikipedia. I'm sure you have all this written down. There was a big campaign in the late '70s called like taste. I forget the exact tagline, but it was basically like do a taste test.
Is it the Pepsi Challenge?
Pepsi Challenge.
Okay, yes.
And they were saying like if you were to put them both back to back, a Coke and a Pepsi, you're going to choose Pepsi every time. And I think they had data to back that up. And I think that it's because it's sweeter. It's because if you were to have a tiny taste, you're going to immediately go for the sweeter one. But does that mean you want to drink a whole one?
That's a fair notion.
Yeah.
I know because cola is so rare for me, and it is for you too. It's like, oh yeah, if I'm going to get one, I'm going to fucking go for it. It's like when I eat ice cream, I'm like, yeah, throw some marshmallow goo on top. Let me get the Ben & Jerry's with like the candy bar shoved in the middle of it or whatever. Like, I'm not doing half measures when it comes to this stuff. But if you're like an everyday soda drinker, like certain guys that we know who will go through a big gulp or 2 in a day, maybe you don't want the sweeter stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's tricky because I think about this a lot. Like, is Coke the platonic ideal of a cola because they figured it out, or is it because they just have been the ubiquitous one, and that's what we associate with?
I think it's ubiquity. At least here in the 21st century, I think it's like we've been marketed to our whole lives, and like it's been a century of marketing, like generational marketing. Like it's been marketed to our grandparents who put it on their kids, and they put it on us, and our generation's putting it on the next generation. I mean, like, I think cola in particular is a useless fucking thing, bad for you. And its ubiquity is entirely because some corporation decided that that's what we want to sell you.
I think Coke is better. I mean, I know I get it. I get that I am a fallible person who has a million associations that were spent millions of dollars to get them. But I still think Coke, I think it's a more balanced. I think it's a crisper. I just think it's an all-around better drink.
All right. I'm going to give you a taste of this wild cherry, which was literally the only other Pepsi variant I could find. I've not had a wild cherry Pepsi in about 10 years, I would say.
I think I've had one. I mean, if it was 20 for regular Pepsi, so who knows when I've had this one.
I'm giving you a tiny little bit, and then you have to tell me which one you'd prefer to have with your whiskey.
Sure.
Okay. I have a feeling I know already off the top of my head which one it's going to be. How is it?
It's good.
Really? Okay.
I think, weirdly, it tastes more balanced.
All right. Now, and again, I've always felt this way, and like this is a little bit of a nostalgia trip for me because like they do cherry Coke, cherry Pepsi, and for a long time those were really the only variants of the sodas you could get, at least when we were growing up. And I've always found wild. So I hope you know what I'm talking about when I say like the top flavor notes, like the peaks. Like Pepsi always hits a little bit more up top flavor wise. It's like a little spikier, a little sharper, a little sweeter.
Yeah.
And I find that works against it when it comes to the cherry. You know, the cherry's too wild for me, is what I want to tell you, Adam. The cherry's too wild.
I like it. I think it makes me taste the after notes a little more because the spike is so much. And whereas this one just kind of spiked and then just kind of went away. So this one, I like it more.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
This, I mean, I think with some hindsight, looking back, I can say that I think it reminds me of getting a cherry icy. And it's like a lot sugarier. It's a lot like poppier, and that's maybe too much to going along with a Pepsi. Like, I do think the cherry of the cherry Coke is a little bit more mellow, a little bit more subdued.
That's Coke's brand.
Yeah, and I've never been a big wild cherry Pepsi guy, but I'm glad I'm trying it again.
I don't even know. Maybe I've never had wild cherry Pepsi.
Okay.
I've had cherry Coke.
It's wild.
Yeah, I like it though. I like it more than I expected to. tell me if I'm way off on this. Coke is Mario and Pepsi is Sonic.
Okay. In that one predates, and one is a response to the other one.
Mm-hmm. And they're red and blue, but that wasn't the real reason why. Yeah.
I mean, and again, this maybe is a marketing thing. Like,
Yeah.
Pepsi is bringing, more extreme energy. We're the new kid on the block. We do things that we'll maybe break a few rules.
That's right. Yeah.
Set Michael Jackson's hair on fire.
Yeah.
And we will talk about that. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yes. If we're gonna mix up a quick cocktail, which would you prefer with a little Jack Daniels? Here?
Definitely wild cherry, but I want to go real light.
Okay. You can make it yourself. I just
yeah.
brought the ingredients.
Cool.
But I'm gonna go a little. I was doing all the news. We're recording this on a Sunday, and I do a live newscast Monday morning, and I was working on that before he showed up, and I'm like, officially in good shape. I can go to sleep knowing that when I wake up, I've got a reasonable amount of news to.
There you go. So you can celebrate. You can relax.
I can have a little Jack Daniels right now with my Pepsi. Treat yourself with a little Jack Daniels and Pepsi.
A friend of mine used to do. Oh fuck! He used to do E&J and those like Martinellis that look like a little apple. And he called it brandy and candy.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Cheers.
Cheers
to our friends at the PepsiCo.
PepsiCo.
I love it. So let's dig into the history of Pepsi.
Okay, let's go.
I didn't actually do much research into Coca-Cola for this. I just stuck with Pepsi.
We're not doing Coke versus Pepsi. This is just a Pepsi.
And we will touch on PepsiCo, but I just kind of wanted to stick with the soda.
Yeah, we're not talking. We're not Taco Bell or whatever.
No Yum Foods,
Yeah.
no Quaker, no Tropicana.
Yeah.
All of those are a subsidiary of PepsiCo now.
I didn't know Quaker was.
I think it's a recent one. I think they spun off. I think they spun off like the Taco Bell. So I think you can still go into Taco Bell and get a crisp fountain Pepsi drink, and they still have their association with Mountain Dew, which is a Pepsi brand. But I don't think it's owned by Pepsi anymore.
If I was Quaker Oats, I'd be so mad at Bob's Red Mill.
Why is that?
Just like, who are you on my fucking turf? You got these oats that everybody's buying. Yeah.
That's how. I mean, it used to be a specialty brand, and now it's everywhere. That's how it works in the grocery game. You got to get that shelf space out.
Yeah.
They found. Who's dorkier, the Quaker Oats guy or the Bob's Red Mill guy? Quaker, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
I asked that, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's not even a
Yeah.
Bob, again, we'll do an episode about this, I'm sure, but he was like a pretty good dude, right? Like,
Seems, I think, as far as I know.
I think when he died, he like left the company to the employees in like an
I think
interesting
that
way.
seems right. And similar to Paul Newman.
Okay.
Yeah, who's probably the most handsome of the supermarket
Absolutely.
mascots.
Of the, hey, Uncle Ben, he's kind of got it going on a little bit.
All right.
Uncle Ben can get it. Paul Newman has gotten it for decades and decades. And then Bob's from Red Mill seems like a gentleman.
Yeah.
And, kill. I don't want to play that.
Fuck, Mary, kill. Okay.
We talked about this on my morning show. The Prime Minister of Australia got in trouble for playing Fuck, Marry, Kill on a podcast. And it was Kylie Minogue, Nicole Kidman, and an Australian singer who is not famous outside of Australia. This is the current sitting Prime Minister of Australia.
Who got killed?
He said all three Kylie Minogue. And Kylie Minogue was like livid. And she's like, this is like way beneath like what a guy should be doing. And nobody should be playing this game anymore. And for the sitting prime minister to do this is like reprehensible.
Yeah,
that's pretty. He had to issue an apology.
That's pretty bad.
You shouldn't go on a nasty podcast if you're a politician.
No.
I'm sad we never got Lindsey Graham on Clean Up on Aisle podcast.
Yeah. Maybe if we do our next episode in hell.
So Pepsi. Just like Lindsey Graham, it's a Southern treat. Where was Lindsey Graham the senator of?
Kentucky, I want to say. I don't know.
It sounds about right. Cola is a Southern thing. It seems to be. Like, Coca-Cola is from Atlanta, famously, and Pepsi was invented in North Carolina by Caleb Bradham, who had one of his drugstores in New Bern, North Carolina. and it was initially called Brad's Drink. And I wish it was still called Brad's Drink.
Yeah.
I know a few Brads.
Yeah.
His name wasn't Brad. His name was Caleb Bradham. But Brad's Drink is like not a good name.
No, it's not a good name.
I don't think that Pepsi-cola or Coca-Cola is a good name either, but they've been around long enough that we're like okay with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing about names. If Brad's Drink was the name, then we'd be like, oh, it's the best name. Santa Claus and, all these weird associations. Yeah.
I'm making a mental note. We should do a Santa Claus episode for Christmas.
Would love one.
Okay. So he renamed it after 5 years. He called it Pepsi-cola, which, because it was advertised to relieve dyspepsia, which is indigestion. And this is from
That's
Wikipedia.
probably why it's called Pepsid AC, right?
I never really thought about it until today that like it's the same root word as Pepsid AC as Pepsi. It's like a digestion thing, which is probably like if you want to dig deeper into the root words, it probably comes from like peptide, which is that amino acid that it's like a chemical thing that are super popular right now. What's your peptide mix right now, Adam?
I have no peptides, but I am interested in them. I have not ordered from a dark web a peptide to inject myself, but some of them look pretty fun.
Such as?
There's one called C-Max. That's like I don't want to. Nobody follow my words here. I'm not promoting this, but it's supposed to help your mood and your energy or something like that. So,
and you would just get it from China and start injecting it?
Yeah, there's a nasal one that you spray up your nose.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
That sounds even healthier.
Yeah.
So, and again, we're not talking about Coca-Cola, but like Coca-Cola, one of like the famous nasty names of a drink of all time. So it comes from the cola nut. And it comes from cocaine. And cocaine has been a Schedule I controlled substance for the last 100 years. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
So the fact that it'd be like, I've got heroin pop here, or I've got methamphetamine. That's my new soda.
I mean, honestly, we bought cocaine energy drink for this purpose. So if you started methamphetamine and you were able to get it on the, right on the shelf at a gas station or liquor store, people would buy the fuck out of that.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, it has to say no methamphetamine on it.
Yeah, that's right.
Coca-Cola did contain cocaine, and Pepsi was designed to cure indigestion, which it just sounds gross to me. Like I never, when I started thinking about today, like, oh, for indigestion, I don't want to think about that when I'm drinking a soda.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the one that took over was ginger ale. People would say like, "Oh, drink it," but that seems like such a quaint, nonsensical, actual. Like it doesn't seem like an actual remedy.
I think ginger can actually settle like if you're nauseous.
But does ginger ale actually have any of that in it, or just some weird flavoring?
Yeah, it's just weird flavoring. It's like the capitalist version of like, well, you used to have a nub of ginger or some ginger tea. We don't do ginger tea anymore. Just go get a Werner's from the vending machine and I'll perk you up.
Yeah.
Did your parents ever give you Coca-Cola when you were sick?
No, but I remember the ginger ale being a thing, but no, they didn't. They gave me...
I still think that, that I was given Coca-Cola when I was sick. Like if I was like, I don't think nauseous is a word. Is it? I had nausea.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Nauseous is having nausea.
I don't think nauseous is a word.
It is a word.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. I'm not going to look it up.
Nauseous is 100%.
I'll take your word, and that word is nauseous.
Uh-huh.
I think my partner would yell at me when she hears this part of the show.
She's going to yell at you for not knowing.
I had nausea. I was not nauseous.
It's absolutely nauseous. I mean, people say that all the time. Are you saying that this is like a colloquial thing that people are incorrectly using the English language? Mm-hmm. Oh well, that language doesn't work like that.
I know. It's fluid.
Yeah.
It's flexible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was given Coke. We would get from the high shelf the stash of Coca-Cola
when you were nauseous.
When I was feeling like I had a pukey guts. Mm-hmm. I just don't like. It's fine if I'm buying Pepsi AC or antacid or like I'm buying a medicine that I needed to do what it says on the tin. for health. But when I'm sitting back and having fun with the fellas or my sweetie in the hot summer sun on the porch, I don't want to crack into something that, hey, let's have a fun time and get some anti-digestive thing.
Yeah.
It's just a bad name.
Pepsi. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's not a. I mean, the methamphetamine fun version is way better because at least that sounds like a wild time.
Exactly. You're gonna get weird on this stuff.
Yeah.
So that was in 1893. He invented it. Changed the name 5 years later, 1898, and he started making it, and it became pretty big. It had a automobile racing sponsorship really early on.
Okay.
And it was a bully drink, refreshing, invigorating, a fine bracer before a race. And the advertising theme was delicious and healthful, which you could argue is neither. It is neither of those things. It is quite bad for you.
Right.
And delicious, question mark?
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what vitamin water was,
You mean the actual brand vitamin water when it first came out? Yes.
Yeah.
I remember living in New York with you and thinking, oh, I'm hungover. I better get a vitamin water. This is the only good thing I can do for my body
Delicious
right now.
and healthful. That's right.
And they still sell those, right?
Yeah, but the people have caught on to the health.
They didn't market, people caught on with the colas, but they kept marketing it, and they just rammed it down our throats. So 1923 is kind of a big turning point for Pepsi in that Bradham, I read something that he speculated weirdly on sugar futures.
Okay.
And so he went bankrupt and he sold this all to another guy. So it ended up in the hands, it was passed around a little bit, but it was bought by a candy store magnate, Charles Guth, who then started doing with the Pepsi or the Taco Bell thing, where he's like, oh, I own these stores, so I'm getting rid of all my Coca-Cola, and now we sell Pepsi.
Okay. And
that was kind of how he expanded it a lot.
Okay.
So that is kind of the origin of Pepsi. And then it just kind of grew from there, successful, and got more and more stuff.
They, in the 40s and 50s, they realized that Black Americans were an unserved market, so they started to heavily market towards them, and I think it was a successful push.
They have a sales team specifically for featuring Black people that was sent around the country to promote Pepsi to the Black community. I think this is from Wikipedia as well, but they were saying that they did use the anti-racism stance as a selling point because Coca-Cola refused to hire Black people, and the chairman of the Coca-Cola company was a big supporter of, described here as segregationist governor of Georgia, Herman Talmadge. So, go woke and make a bunch of money, I guess.
Do you remember the Kylie Jenner Pepsi ad?
I do not.
Okay, so it's this. You might have.
Was it the protest one?
Yes.
All right. Kylie Jenner?
I think so. Okay. I mean, it's Kendall. I don't know. I think it's Kylie.
Probably could be.
Yeah.
I can't tell them apart.
Yeah, I can't.
Kardashian sisters.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Right.
Yeah, so this is in 2020, the summer when the Black Lives Matter uprisings were at their peak. They put out the most tone-deaf ad
I remember this,
I could imagine.
It was Super Bowl, right?
Was it? Okay, so it might have been 2021 after all that. But so she walks through peacefully and everyone's angry, and then she gives both the cops and the protesters a Pepsi, and that's supposed to calm everything down.
And it worked.
I guess we solved the issue.
Racism is over thanks to Kylie and Pepsi. I don't want to. We don't love Pepsi, but we do want to point out that. There was some. I don't think I have the line here, but they did do a lot of ad campaigns that featured Black people and promoted Black values and stuff, and they did a ad campaign called "Leaders in Their Fields" that profiled 20 prominent African Americans. of the time, of contemporary people. So it was like they were doing that kind of outreach, but and I don't have the quote. I thought I grabbed it. One of the marketers who was in charge of marketing to black people also said, "We don't want to make this an N-word drink." To shareholders on a shareholder call. So, early shades of Papa John. I think anybody dropping some, racial slurs like that at a chairperson's meeting is very Papa Johnny.
Sure. Yeah.
So it was like, they're doing it for money purposes, but they didn't want to get too closely associated with Black America for that reason, I guess. And yeah, this was in the 1950s and the 1960s, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it started in the 40s, but yes, it was the post-war period.
And then they really got marketing heavier duty. Like, I feel like 60s is when like proper cola marketing starts, at least like in the way that we think of it now, like for boomers.
Well, that's Mad Men. This is what
Yes.
the TV show Mad Men is about.
A company selling with insanely deep pockets, with footholds in every soda shop and every convenience store in the country, selling a product that nobody needs. How do we make more money off of this? And that's where like the advertising stuff gets in.
Yeah.
And I had a fun one. Speaking of the, they first got their swirl design in 1958, and then Richard Nixon. I don't know if you've heard of him, famous president of the United States.
No, I haven't heard of it. I don't
Okay.
think he crossed my...
He's kind of a minor historical figure. I didn't really do that much of interest. But he was very good friends with the some of the guys who were CEOs at Pepsi. So when he took over the White House, he had all the Coke machines ripped out and Pepsi machines installed at the White House.
Good for him.
So it's, I guess, I mean, we remark on how things go at the White House here in 2026, where we can put in a ballroom or what have you. But even in the old days, they were kowtowing to CEOs by putting Pepsi machines into the White House. I'm sure people thought it was sacrilegious at the time to be doing such a thing.
Yeah. Reagan ripped off the solar panels from the roof.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, that's cool. Did you see the original Pepsi-cola logo?
I have, yes.
I think it's hilarious. It looks like a metal band's logo or something like that.
does.
It's very hard to read.
It's very challenging. It's how do you describe it? It's like the words Pepsi-cola, but it's like, so you've heard of serif font, you've heard of sans serif. This is super serif.
The most serifs you can have. Yeah.
It is like
Super Saiyan.
every letter has like 3 different serifs, and then each serif has like 2 additional serifs popping off of it. It's pretty wild.
Yeah. I kind of wish that I like it, but I understand why they changed it.
And I do want to get into some of the logo information down the line, but I mean, this is them kind of moving away from. It doesn't look too dissimilar from the Coca-Cola logo. Like this one, it's in cursive. It says Pepsi-Cola, and it's red instead of white on red. Coca-Cola is white on red. It doesn't distinguish itself from Coca-Cola in any other way other than that it's like a lot busier. Would you agree with that?
Yes. Yes, it's got a very similar under swoosh sort of a thing.
And I think that the Pepsi circle has been a pretty powerful logo. I think in design people would call it like the bullet logo or the circle logo.
Yeah.
This is the Pepsi over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, once they latched on to this kind of bullet situation, it looks like it started with the bottle cap in
50s.
51.
Yeah.
And then they've just kind of kept that circular thing for a long time. I guess this is the appropriate time to dig into this. Are you familiar with the Pepsi marketing document?
No.
So this is from 2009. It was leaked.
Oh, okay. Yes, I think I am.
And this allegedly created by New York consulting agency, the Arnell Group. It was leaked on Reddit in 2009. And it is the kind of the hypothesis of like marketing bullshit. It's a 27-page document. Not And I don't know if it's ever been like proven as like a real thing, but I do have some.
It's too detailed to not be real. I mean,
you think so?
At minimum, it's a pitch for someone who wants the gig, but this doesn't just come from 4chan or whatever.
So this is a document. I printed out a few pages of it. It compares the Pepsi logo to a cross section of the Earth, and factoring in each geodynamic layer of the Earth's crust, from inner core, outer core, mantle, etc., and how that relates to the Pepsi globe. And then it starts doing some energy fields around, the Pepsi logo, like as magnet fields circulate from the poles of Earth, so too does the Pepsi logo radiate these magnetic fields. And it talks about globe dynamics of the Pepsi globe versus the U.S. American globe. It compares so the Pepsi logo it's red on top, it's blue on the bottom, and then there's like a white squiggle. And they have done all of the variations of how to make that white squiggle convey emotion, as though it was an emoji. Which I don't think this is like so toxic of marketing planning. Like,
no.
When you are designing a
smiley guy,
you want to consider all variations. Where it starts to get a little silly is where it starts talking about the typical light path and the typical shopping aisle, and then the light path with the gravitational pull, and like how a Pepsi logo can pull light away from the typical light path of a star to Earth. And it has a guy standing inside of a giant like wireframe Pepsi logo. I don't understand exactly how this relates to what we're doing with Pepsi here.
Neither. They're saying it's 3D. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
perplexing.
sense. And if you're creating the identity of the universe, and you are expanding the scope of the universe expands exponentially with Fx equals Ex. And so the Pepsi orbit shows up on this little like atomic symbol as the atoms on the symbol. It's really a confusing document. I would love to hear the presentation that goes with this deck.
Me too.
It's been a bit lost to time.
Do you remember that Barack Obama is directly involved with this?
I did not.
So
well, who is he? He's a president. I've heard of him, right?
Yeah. So
we got to do all sides when we make fun of Richard Nixon. We got to make fun of Barack Obama.
That's right. So Obama's logo already, he said, that was his first words when he saw it. He said it looks like Pepsi. So that was his logo. But and everyone kind of noticed that. But then in response to that, Pepsi made that document, and people argue that they leaned in even more to the yes we can of it all.
So continuing to co-opt, a racial politics situation.
That's right.
Congrats to them. Kudos to Pepsi.
Yeah.
So I did want to talk a little bit more about the marketing. We were talking about the Pepsi challenge, and I don't want to get too much into the new Coke thing, but like 60s, 70s, Pepsi is aggressively coming from Coca-Cola. Like, you and me are 80s babies, and I think the 1980s was like, I don't know if it was peak TV commercial. Maybe that's when they started really spending money on TV commercials. I mean, there's obviously the famous Apple commercial that was directed by Ridley Scott that imitates 1984. It's like when big commercials became a thing, maybe.
Where's the beef? Yeah. There's a lot of big ones.
I just remember Pepsi being aggressive with their marketing, like Coca-Cola too, but Pepsi like even more so. And they would change their slogans all the time. Like perhaps most famous marketing mishap of all time is the Michael Jackson mishap. How familiar are you with this incident?
Vaguely, I know loose details.
Okay. The gist of it, and I actually watched a lot of the footage, and I did have a full, from the Michael Jackson wiki, the full document. Here it is. Essentially, they paid Michael Jackson in 1980. Oh, I don't know if I have these particular. 1984.
Oh wow. Okay, that's when he was actually cool.
But yeah, he is. He does a song called Pepsi Generation that is a kind of a remake of might be Bad. It's from that era. I can't remember which Michael. I try not to listen to much Michael Jackson these days.
That's before Bad.
Okay. But he takes like one of his songs and changes the lyrics so that it's about a new generation and mentions Pepsi in it. And they paid him $1.5 million. And they filmed a commercial that goes along with it. I think they filmed it at the Shrine Auditorium. It had a live audience. It was like him performing, and everybody's drinking Pepsi. And there's these pyrotechnics in the background. So they're on the stage, and he comes out between these two towers, and then they shoot fire as he like walks through them to like give him a big entrance. I guess they did it a few times, and on the fourth take, his hair caught fire. So it's not hard to find the footage. Like I found a clip on YouTube, having not really ever seen it myself, where they show the whole commercial and then they intersperse the demo fire of him actually getting his hair caught on fire. It's in the Jerry curl era of Michael Jackson, so he definitely has a lot of goop in his hair. Definitely very combustible, and he goes out. You see the pyrotechnics go off, and then he kind of is standing there, and he like keeps dancing a little bit. And you don't see anything, and then his like head bursts with flame, and it just like goes up, and his head is on fire. It's like that scene in Hereditary, kind of.
Yeah.
And then he starts twirling like a whirling dervish, and all these people come up and try and like get to him, and he's just like spinning. And I don't know if he's like still dancing or he doesn't. I didn't see him ever touch his hair or anything.
Yeah.
But his hair completely catches on fire, like straight up.
Yeah.
Like my hair is on fire and there's a flame shooting out of my head. I think they did something like that in Twin Peaks season 3.
Okay.
So yeah, it looks like he's gonna, in the parlance of Twin Peaks season 3, turn into like a little black marble on the chair.
Okay.
So he did sue Pepsi. He got $1.5 million.
Doesn't seem like enough.
They are saying they had it in like it's 4.4 million in 2023, I guess, when that was done, and he donated it all to the Broadman Medical Center in Culver City, and established the Michael Jackson Burn Center. So he got the money and like did it all to charity.
I respect
That's
that.
very respectable, very good. And it wasn't all bad. He did team up with Pepsi again in the 90s in a $10 million deal, and for you and me, our age. That's probably what we remember when we remember like Michael Jackson Pepsi commercials. That's probably fresher in our mind. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that about in this article, but I have heard that this was like the beginning of Michael Jackson's turn towards plastic surgery.
I think he says that this is also when he started to use pain pills too. Yeah.
But yeah, I think a doctor describes it as like 2 big eggs on his head was how the burn kind of manifested. And he said they didn't really have to do wigs for him. His hair did start growing. It did get worse over the time. But like I think when he went in to have some work done on the burns, he also had a second rhinoplasty done at that time. So it was already doing some plastic surgery, but like people, and you think he said it himself that this is like,
or somebody said it on his behalf or something like that. But
that was the beginning of his dysmorphia, where he starts looking quite strange. So I guess we have Pepsi to thank for that weird era of Michael Jackson.
Thank you, Pepsi. I mean, if that was all he ever did, then that would be all right. But yeah,
I've really gone off a lot on the Michael Jackson movie that I think is like really reprehensible that came out right now. I mean, speaking of marketing, that is like Michael Jackson's lawyer saying like people don't like Michael Jackson anymore ever since they did those documentaries about his sexual abuse of children.
Yeah.
What can we do to rehabilitate that image and make some money?
And it worked.
It absolutely
That's the frustrating
worked. Really
part.
gross stuff.
Yeah.
Reprehensible. So I wish Michael Jackson was still alive so that Pepsi could set his hair on fire a second time. One of the famous things. So Pepsi, aggressive marketing, and right now we live in a culture where everything has to be like variated upon.
Okay. What do you mean?
Like we're talking about Coca-Cola has that Rosalio collabo, and we have
Rosalia.
Is it Rosalia? I thought it was Rosalia.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I always thought it was Rosalia.
All right. You know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
But they did their collabo with her, and then they did the Galaxy flavored Coca-Cola, and like everything. Once you have the shelf space, you have to like keep iterating on stuff to keep people excited. I mean, it's what we're seeing with Oreos is kind of a pretty famous one right now, where it's like limited edition Oreos. Check out the new flavor of Oreos, and like the sodas were getting into that. But I mean, Cherry Coke was a variant, but I think that's more based on like soda shop culture where you would go get a Coke and you'd have them put the vanilla syrup in or the cherry syrup. And we did end up getting vanilla variants of Coke and Pepsi in the 2000s, I think, late 90s, 2000s. But the first variant that I think really made a splash outside of the new Coke, which was not a variant, that was just a recalibration of the core product, but Crystal Pepsi.
All right. That was I wish we could still get that. I would love to drink one of those.
They brought it back for a minute in the last decade at some point. I forget when, but it was definitely available again. I think I bought a bottle. I don't think it was good.
Yeah, I remember it being fine. Not exceptional, but fine.
It's very whatever.
Yeah.
I did have a quote from the CEO about Crystal Pepsi that I thought was very fun. This is David C. Novak, who's credited with introducing the Crystal Pepsi concept. And in 2007, he said, "I still think it's the best idea I ever had and the worst executed. It would have been nice if I'd made sure the product tasted good. Once you have a great idea and you blow it, you don't get a chance to resurrect it."
I mean, it's not a bad idea. He's not wrong. And he's also not wrong that it had been done. It probably could have been popular because we've seen that type of thing happen. But in terms of like, damn, like you really, in terms of patting yourself on the back that hard, I don't know.
I don't think he's patting himself on the back. I think he's kind of saying he blew it.
No, he's saying that was I was brilliant. I am brilliant, and I was brilliant. It was these other motherfuckers who dropped the ball. That's what he's saying.
Okay, I did not read it that way. I thought that was a rare bit of humility from a beverage CEO. I don't really remember. I mean, I remember going to a pizza party at a former guest of this show's Hank's house. It's like maybe his 9th or 8th birthday, and we got a bunch of Domino's pizzas, and everybody cracked into the Crystal Pepsi. It was the first time I'd ever seen it in person, and no one could believe it. And I don't remember being like dazzled by it. But what is it supposed to? Is it supposed to be that different from what Pepsi is?
It was pretty different.
It's just supposed to be Pepsi but clear.
No, it tasted different. But I don't remember how or why. It wasn't.
Me neither.
It was not like a Sprite, but it was like more like Sprite than without lemon lime.
I think it was just Pepsi without the caramel color in it.
No, they reformulated the flavor, but
I don't think you want it to taste like Sprite because it's clear, but it definitely wasn't. It was clear that it wasn't Sprite.
Right, for sure. Yeah.
But did you have any favorite variants of Pepsi? I mean, I do have the full list, but most of them are stupid. Like there's, interestingly, there is a Pepsi AM that I think has caffeine in it. That's a recent variation.
That has more caffeine in it?
I think, extra caffeine. Maybe it even has like a coffee component.
Okay.
There's a s'mores flavored Pepsi, wild cherries and cream. There's a ginger one, black currant, Pepsi Fire, which is a cinnamon Pepsi. A lot of bad, gross stuff.
Pepsi Blue.
That was berry flavored, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I don't need. I guess I'm just a little out of the soda game. I'm 40 years old.
Yeah.
If you're 17, you can't drink, and you're hanging out with your friends, and we're going to try out all the Pepsis in the mom's basement, I guess this is a wonderful time to be alive.
In 2016, they had Pepsi in 1893 original cola variation. I would have liked to have tried that.
I've read that the original formulation had like more vanilla to it, which I like vanilla. So, shame we weren't able to try it.
Yep. Maybe we can go on eBay and buy one for
absolutely
$200. Yeah.
And then, I don't know. I guess maybe this is where we want to wrap it up, and we did touch on this, but like, can you think of any other categories where there's a very clear number one and a very clear number two, and for 100 years, Pepsi has been throwing money at becoming number one, overtaking Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And they've never done it. And you talk to 9 out of 10 people, and they're going to tell you they think Pepsi sucks. And why would you drink a Pepsi when you can drink a Coca-Cola? I realize I like Pepsi, but I'm way in the minority on this one. And yet, can for can, every store shelf is packed with Pepsi and Coca-Cola. I mean, do you think that it still crosses racial lines? Like, I was reading a thing that in a lot of Arab countries, Pepsi's more popular than Coke.
Yeah, I read that.
Quebec, like parts of Canada, but it's for the most part. I mean, people are drinking Coca-Cola still.
Yeah. They definitely have not won the war, but they're still in it.
They're making money.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they're just selling cans of wild cherry Pepsi to podcasters who are talking about Pepsi on their grocery store podcast, but there can't be that many of us out there.
There are a lot of us, but yeah.
I just I respect the hustle, I guess. You know, they set Michael Jackson's hair on fire the first time, and they paid him even more money to come back a second time. They're committed to getting Michael Jackson in Pepsi commercials, and they're committed to trying to tackle Coke one of these days. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I've been thinking about why at this point, why would Coke advertise? Like everyone knows, every single person alive knows about Coca-Cola, so why would they advertise? But I guess it is this. It's like this constant, slightly moving the needle in a very micro level. So if they don't, then Pepsi
would take over.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. McDonald's is a big sponsor of our radio station. They do buy a lot of advertising, and thank you to McDonald's, and we do love that. Thank you for helping to pay my paycheck. But at the end of the day, everybody's heard of McDonald's.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they're still opening McDonald's, but it's just about having that ubiquity, when people are like, oh yeah, I do like McDonald's. When you hear a radio ad for something and you're like, oh yeah, but McDonald's is great and it's always there and I know about it. It's just the reason that it's big is that it stays in people's heads all the time. I was in a grocery store in Palm Springs last week, and there was I don't know, it wasn't quite an end cap, but it was some kind of in-store advertising for a deal for Disneyland or something like that. Or maybe it wasn't even a deal. It's oh, check out this new ride at Disneyland. And I'm like, why is Disneyland advertising? We're in Southern California. Everybody knows what Disneyland is, but there's also that sort of thing where and maybe it's about passing it down to the next generation of that market share knowledge, where if you're taking your kid through the grocery store and they see that Disneyland thing, and the kid's going to say, Mom, when Disneyland? We got to go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
And same with when seeing a Coca-Cola shirt or a Coca-Cola billboard, it's hey, Mom, can we get some Coca-Cola? Or hearing a McDonald's ad, hey, Mom, take me to McDonald's. I just was reminded, I love McDonald's. I went to McDonald's a week ago. It's been a week since we've been to McDonald's. It's maybe that's a way that marketing is effective as well.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to speak about McDonald's or the grocery store, but essentially Pepsi is selling itself to the Pepsi generation, the next generation of kids who are going to have nostalgia for this slightly different sugar water that their parents liked in 40 years. It's generational marketing.
Yeah.
I do think when you start advertising at that level, it is to instill it in the culture in a primal, generational, nostalgic way. We're instilling future nostalgia, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it fucking works. Because I was just thinking about Red Bull. I'm thinking about these other, which I think is what we said, number 3 maybe. But there's no nostalgia. And Red Bull's been around for a long time, but there's no wistful memory and this narrative or surround. There's nothing like that with Red Bull.
But maybe in a few years.
I don't think so, because that's not the game that they're playing.
I'm nostalgic for drinking too much vodka Red Bull in college.
Right.
Different kind of nostalgia.
Yeah. Your commercial where your grandpa is working on the farm and then he hands you a Red Bull vodka. I mean,
I'm genuinely thinking if you're going to a ball field and oh, Pepsi has paid for this snack shack to have Pepsi instead, and they have a big Pepsi sign and it says the Long Beach Youth Stadium. And then it says Pepsi underneath it. You're going to have those childhood associations with Pepsi. You're going to say, oh yeah, when I finished playing my baseball game, one of the great times of my life, my grandpa would take me to the snack shack and get me a Snickers bar and a Pepsi, And
in a real subtle subconscious way, because I would never remember that, but probably in some real sneaky way.
Yeah, you said yourself.
They hijacked, Coke for sure.
Yeah. Same with, Pepsi's trying to do the same thing. That's why they got to fight for shelf space and fight for that kind of space,
Yeah.
I wish the product was better. I wish it had real sugar in it. I don't.
They had the real sugar in it at Walmart.
All right, but I didn't. I would have bought it at the grocery store had I seen it, but they were out, unfortunately. So when's the next time you're going to have a Pepsi, Adam?
20 years from now.
Hopefully, fingers
I
crossed.
mean, I have a half a bottle, but it's flat probably by now, so probably toss it.
I'm going to take these home and see if my partner will consider drinking these instead of the Diet Cokes that we probably have in the refrigerator, but I doubt she's going to do that.
Yeah, probably not. You know the answer.
You
to
should
that.
have seen her face when I brought her a Coca-Cola Classic instead of a Diet Coke today. Boy, oh boy. It looked like I just tore a hole in the world. All right. Any final Pepsi thoughts?
No, I think that's it.
All right. This has been another episode of Clean Up on Aisle Podcast, the dirty truth about grocery stores. I'm all jacked up on caffeine, Adam.
I can feel a little bit of buzz.
A lot of buzz.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next week.
All right.